What's up guys, it's Ty and welcome to a brand new video. Today it is time for a FIFA 15 career mode recommendation video, but these are the unnoticed players. I'm presenting what I believe are the 10 most underrated players in the league and good players to buy in the game. Look away if you're managing Man City, because this is for players managing clubs like Burnley, QPR and those sort of clubs in the bottom half. Of course, if you're managing Man City and you're looking for tips, keep watching, but this is best for the clubs with a small budget. Here we go then to start the video for my top 10 best underrated players in the Premier League, and remember to leave a like if you enjoy. Starting things off then lads with a bang, we have the 23-year-old pacey Southampton striker with the identity of Emmanuel Mayuka. With over 90 acceleration and sprint speed, alongside 88 agility with some great stats, like his jumps in, balance and ball control, 1.5 million is a really small price to pay. He pretty much his value is 1.5 million, you don't have to pay any more. His potential is about 72. He's 70 at the moment, so he only rises by 2 ability-wise. But he's a very flexible player, and he plays on the strike position, he plays on the right wing and the left wing. And if you like pace, you really have your man. He has the speed to try it as well, obviously with his fantastic speed. And he hasn't really got that great strength, but in the end of the day, he's an amazing player for fastness, acceleration and sprint speed. So if you want pace, you've got your man. To the other side of the field then, we have Spanish 70 rated Everton second choice goalkeeper, Robles. The 24-year-old has goalkeeping stats that average just over 70 and 72 strength. With a potential of 75, he will only improve. His wage comes at a hefty price for small clubs though, being $25,000 a week, or even more depending on how lucky you get. He's recently signed a new contract with the Toffees, so 3.6 million is the most you're looking at to sign him. Not a bad price for a good goalkeeper. Next up is the injury-prone Arsenal midfielder Abou Diaby. With stats that simply light up the field, with the majority being over 70, he really is one of the most underrated players in the Premier League. He's yet to sign a long-term contract with the Gunners in real life, but he will come at a hefty wage of £60,000 a week, but only a 1.5 million transfer. He'll be a good box-to-box midfielder with the flexibility to move forward and back with central midfielder and central defensive midfielder capabilities. Diaby is the most high-profile and certainly underrated player on this list. Next up is a fairly unknown player. He's only been at the club since last year, but it's 21-year-old Harry Maguire. As I said earlier, he's only 21 years old, but he only has a rating of 66. However, he has a potential of 76 to rise up to in the future. He's recently moved to the club, so you may have to leave this one until January as Hull may not want to sell him. But he already has good strength, stamina and heading stats, and with the 6'2" defender printing fairly unnoticed, you won't have much competition signing him. My next player is the youngest here, and definitely the most unheard of out of the list. This is another of Southampton's youth creations, and he goes by the name of Hesketh. At the moment, his acceleration, sprint speed, agility and balance stats stand out, with room to improve elsewhere. The 18-year-old only has a 60 rating at the minute, with a price of around only $1 million and a wage at most £4,000 a week. He will be a great player in time with a 77 potential, so a 17 growth on this great Englishman. Second youngest in this list is Britt OReilly. The 18-year-old who plays for Newcastle has already got lightning speed, good ball control and dribbling, amongst a lot of other things. He has the flair trait, and the left midfielder is a great addition to any side. With the potential of 79, he has a 10th growth, as he's only 69 already, with the 1.5 million price tag upwards to about 2.35 million. All depends on how lucky you are with the price. He seems a really fantastic buy and a very good player already, and he can really only improve. Our next player has always been a good player and still has a lot of improvement in him. Whilst at Blackpool he was touted to be the next big thing, and still is a great player at Hull City, it's Tom Ince. With potential of 79, he has the most potential in this list apart from the next player, and already has an overall of 72. At a price of 1.8 million in January, as he has just signed for Hull in the game, and a wage of £15,000. He's a great signing for any club, big or small. Next player in the list is Aston Villa left midfielder Jack Grealish. The Irishman has a 66 rating, only 18 years of age, and already has some stats like agility and ball control over 70. With potential of 80 that has actually been downgraded from 84 in the previous game, the wide man certainly has a lot to improve. At the price of 1.8 million upwards to 3 million and wages as cheap of £2,500 a week, Jack is a future star. Penultimately, we have another left midfielder, and he's in the form of Robbie Brady. With all physical stats apart from his strength being over 70 and his balance at 82 and some good technical stats already, the 22-year-old is already a great player. To compare him with Jack Grealish, he has a 77 potential. He comes at a cheap price of over just 1.1 million upwards and 15,000 in wages. If you're looking to wait a while for the player to shine, go with Jack. But if you need an instant impact, go with Robbie. The 22-year-old is already a good player and can only improve. Finally, we have our first and only Welsh player on the list. He comes in the form of Jonathan Williams, and with some fantastic stats already, the 20-year-old is already a really solid cam. With a potential downgrade from the last game, he now has 79 potential, but he comes at a hefty cost for small clubs. You can get him for 4 million if you're lucky, but you could be looking for up to 6.1 million, a hefty cost for small clubs, but he is certainly a good prospect. So that's the end of the video, folks. I really hope you have enjoyed my top 10 most underrated Barclays Premier League players. And obviously, if you don't think they're the most underrated, that's fine. I just wanted to give some tips. As you can see on this screen, there's another 10 you could have used. You've got guys like Callum McManaman, Joe Razor-Coolray, you've got Andres Weimann, Ravel Morrison, Andrew Robertson, Harrison Reed, and the rest. You've just got 10 there who could be in the list, but I think the top 10 are certainly there. If you have enjoyed this video, make sure to like, comment and subscribe, and make sure in the comments if you feel there are any other players that are more underrated or noticed and have a great potential. Make sure to put them down in the comments, because I just want to help you guys and you guys can help each other. I really hope you've enjoyed this video, folks. I've been Reviews Star J, and I'm out.